Thank you, Mayor and Council. What I'd like to do is just briefly go through the presentation that I gave yesterday, starting with a bit of a history about where we are and what we've done in terms of our ability to deal with illegal immigrants. Prior to September of 2006, the Irving Police Department, much like most of the departments in the Metroplex area, didn't have a proactive program in place to deal with this issue. If someone was brought into our jail and they had a detainer or something from ICE, we would honor that and hold that particular prisoner for ICE, but we didn't have a proactive program to try to identify those who came into our jail who didn't have such a detainer but were illegal. In September of 2006, we did initiate an agreement with the local ICE office to have them come to the Irving jail as many times as they would do that. It was up to 5 times a week is what they agreed to do, depending on what kind of resources they had available. If they had other pressing issues, they may not come by our jail, but normally it was up to 5 times a week. That particular setup that we had in April changed on us because ICE had a change in their organizational structure. The unit that had been coming by our jail was what they called Investigations Division of ICE, and their office is located here in Irving, and that made it rather convenient for them to come by our jail. In April, they divided into another section also that's called the Detention and Removal section. And once they made that division, detention and removal was then the unit that was responsible for any kind of jail visits or any kind of prisoner pickups. So the investigations division couldn't handle that or couldn't do that for us any longer. So with that change, that prompted us to initiate some discussions with the detention and removal division, and we developed the plan that I'm going to describe for you here in a minute, where we were able to interview the prisoners on a 24/7 basis. Just the results on average of those 3 different things I've just described to you, prior to us starting any kind of proactive program, on average we would hold about 4 illegal aliens a month. Those were the 4 people who would come to our jail who had a detainer from ICE, is where that number comes from. After we initiated the program in September of 2006, the average went up to about 52 illegal immigrants per month that we would identify, actually the ICE agent would identify there in our jail. And then the final program that I'm going to describe for you now, once we started that, and we've only got about a little over a month tracking so far, but our average appears is going to be around 130 illegal immigrants per month identified in this new program.